Hello, and welcome to this special edition of UNT News. My name is Giovanni Chavez, reporting here at University of North Texas in Denton. After several weeks of cloudy skies and chilly weather, we can finally expect some much-needed sunshine this week, just in time for our final weeks of spring semester. Better start planning your summer vacations. It's fastly approaching. We will have our weather report later in the show, but first, UNT's top news stories. Today's top 3 stories: Marta Frey Clark, a University of North Texas College of Music doctorate student, has been awarded the 2017-18 Perry Bass Fellowship Award. Diane Bergman, a professor here at the University of North Texas, has created a revolution in coding that reduces glass reflection, and UNT has announced that actress Diane Guerrera from Jane the Virgin will speak on April 26 as part of university's Distinguished Lecture Series. I'm going to take it to my new twin assistant with a news story about our neighborhood of Denton. Have you ever wondered what goes into making beer? You're in luck. A local brewery here in Denton, Texas allows visitors like you the opportunity to learning what goes into making the delicious drinks. In something that even Alice would find hard to believe, the Rabbit Hole Brewery allows for an open tour into the process of what goes on into making the beverages that make so many people happy. For a $10 admissions, people can take a tour, hang out, play games, chit-chat with their family members and friends in this community-friendly area. Community is key to the brewery's success, and it will only grow as time goes on.
Really what we wanted to do is give our fans an opportunity to come in and see what it is that we do here, find out how we make the beer. It's a great opportunity to reach out to those people that are really loyal to our brand and give them a feel for what it is that we're doing here. And it gives us an opportunity to interact directly with them so that we're people here. We are the brewery.
You have a very warm, friendly, social gathering place here. Almost like a Cheers environment from those that remember the 80s television show on that one. It's always been warm and welcoming, and I think what draws a lot of people here is the expertise of the brewers. They bring out unique styles that aren't often found, and they do them exceptionally well.
Rabbit Hole just celebrated their 3rd anniversary last December, and they're planning on a special event in May. For more information about that, visit their website or contact them by their local number. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll be interviewing a media arts major for our There Goes a Star segment. Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back. Welcome back to UNT News. Every week, we interview one student here at the University of North Texas whose major is in media arts. That person discusses their career goals and plans. We call this There Goes a Star. Please give a warm round of applause for this week's guest, Josh O'Gilt. Thank you for joining us, Josh.
Oh, I'm great to be here.
Excellent. So, the first question we ask everybody is, how long have you been here at UNT, and when do you graduate?
I've been here for about 2 years, and I'm going to be graduating next spring.
Nice. That's very good. And what are your career goals when you graduate?
Find a job in production. Hopefully that'll keep me afloat for however long I need to be it.
That's wonderful. And what has surprised you the most in your time that you've been here at UNT?
Gotta be the people. I've met a lot of people that have been really interesting, really cool to be around and talk to. But other than that, I say the teachers and the classes, it's just been a great experience to be here and to learn and fully understand the industry that I want to get into.
And what's been the best teachers that you've had here?
It has to be Cynthia Moore. She's been great teaching us all about news and how to be on camera and really talk.
I'm sure Cynthia Moore is blushing right now by that. So tell me, what are some movies that really inspired you to join this profession?
When looking at movies, I really enjoyed some classics like Forrest Gump. I watched that growing up as a kid, and I loved looking at the story, the progression, and everything that goes along with it. And then more recently, when I found like the Shawshank Redemption back in, I don't know, middle school or whatever it was, that really stuck with me, being, hey, movies are, you really like them, and you should probably try your best to get into it.
Finally, just ask, what's the summer movie that you're looking most forward to?
Probably the thing that comes out really soon, Guardians 2. Really liked the first one, and I'm excited to see what comes next.
Well, thank you for joining us today, Josh. Coming up, a campus police counselor discusses the dangers of texting and driving. Then I discuss what I did during my spring break. Recently, Denton City Council casted a vote that banned drivers from using handheld devices behind the wheel. Law enforcement are now being stricter to making sure people are not caught with cell phones. While driving, I was on location where I interviewed a police officer here at UNT about how they are reacting to the law and advice to people who are still texting and driving. We've all been there before, right? We're driving someplace, someone just texted us. We think, what's the harm? I'll just send them a quick little message. Behind me is the building for the campus state police, where they're discussing what they're doing to making sure students don't text and drive. Take a close look at some of these faces. They are just some of the many people that enforce the law here at UNT. The Sullivan Public Safety Center take their position very seriously. Texting and driving is no laughing matter. I spoke with Kevin Crawford, UNT Relations Officer, about what they are doing to prevent this.
Well, we have done an educational campaign. We've tried to get the word out through the text and driver and then the dangers of that. On top of that, it goes back to the enforcement question, that we're doing enforcement to let people know that there's consequences for violating the law. I think that people are going to still be creatures of habits. They're going to continue to use their phone. The reality is that's where enforcement comes into play. And when people start to realize that there's consequences to violating the law, you know, they'll ask themselves, is it worth making this phone call? Is it worth it in this text message if I was to get stopped and have to pay a fine for this text message?
In the end, Crawford doesn't believe it's a lack of education that's behind so many texting and driving incidents, but rather students being full of themselves.
I think everybody understands it. It's just the mentality is that's not me. You know, I'm not that person. I can do this. I've done it hundreds of times, so I can get away with doing it again today. And then it's always, the unfortunate side is when something happens, it's always too late.
Lastly, Crawford has this to say to all students still thinking of texting and driving.
I saw a billboard the other day, and it really spoke to me, and I think that's exactly what it's talking about. The message was better unread than dead. So that says it all right there, that you're risking your life or the life of somebody else by answering that text message or sending that text message.
So remember, students, Denton Campus Police are lurking in every corner, making sure that you obey the law. So please drive responsibly. I'm Giovanni Chavez here at University of North Texas reporting. Thank you. And now I open to a news package of what I did during my spring break. Here's a rundown of everything that I did during my spring break. Firstly, I visited the Grapevine Sea Life Aquarium, where I experienced what life under the sea was like and see all the amazing creatures that live in it. I visited the aquarium alongside my sister, her husband, and 2 kids.
There was 6,822 fishes born last month in this facility at Sea Life in Grapevine Mills.
Sea Life also educates children about sea animals' lives in the ocean and what they could do to help.
During our busy times, which would be like spring break this time of year, we're going to get about 3,000 guests a day. However, during our slower times, we're going to get considerably less than that. Annually, I'm not positive exactly exactly how many people we get, to be honest. But we do get a good amount of people that come through this aquarium.
In addition to the aquarium,
You got a friend in me. Yeah, Woody.
I also had the privilege of seeing the magical Disney on Ice. Mickey, Donald, Minnie, Goofy, Woody, Buzz, Ariel, Mater, Lightning McQueen, Elsa, Olaf, and many more took part in this incredible show. Disney on Ice was a grand spectacle that was a great joy for the thousands of families who attended. My family was among those who saw the show.
I like the show. Awesome. We love it. It was fun, right? Yeah. Yeah, we have a good time. There was an amazing show. Yeah. Say
Love it.
something. Yeah.
Great time.
The cold never bothered me anyway.
Lastly, I celebrated my 25th birthday over the break. I was with family members, friends, and coworkers on this special occasion. Reporting for this edition for Spring Break, I'm Giovanni Chavez. When we come back, we'll give you our weekly weather report. Stay with us. In our weather report, today will be cloudy with a couple of showers and thunderstorms with a high of 79 and a low of 61. Tomorrow will be mostly cloudy with a high of 84 and a low of 64. Wednesday, intervals of cloud and sunshine with a high of 85 and a low of 66. Coming up, news on sports. Today in sports, our women's basketball team made our school proud by scoring a monumental victory. Here's the latest. Fans, both men and women alike, gathered as the women of North Texas basketball team faced off with the Florida International. In a game that will surely go down in the history books, the brave women played, worked, and fought hard in this super intense game. Fans dressed in costume for the occasion, the school's talented chorus belted their hearts out, and the cheerleaders danced away as they cheered on their fellow women go up against the formidable Panthers. In spite of the Northerners priding themselves as the mean green, it was the other team that were green with envy as the North Texas women dominated the game. The girls won with 69 on 49. The girls later celebrated the victory alongside family members and friends. You go, girls! In related news, the women in North Texas are competing in the USA Golf Tournament today at Fort Myers, Florida. Their tournament will consist of 3 rounds over the course of 3 days. So cheer on for our fellow Mean Greens. Also, be sure to cast your vote for North Texas' first annual Scrappy Awards, where we will honor the best team and individual Mean Green performances of the year. When we come back, how you can cope with negative attitudes around you. Stay with us. Are you a student or faculty member that has faced negativity around you? Behind me is the Challenging Attitude session, which allows students and faculty members to discuss ways of dealing with negative attitudes around them, while also finding more optimistic ways of dealing with things. I spoke with Amanda Fisher, the teacher in this facility, about what this session is about. So, how important would you say this session is for students who are dealing with negativity all around them in the university?
Well, we developed these classes with our staff and our employees in mind. And so I do think if a student was interested in taking a class like this, they could probably get a lot out of it, because no matter if we're a student, a supervisor, or an employee, we all have to deal with challenging attitudes from time to time.
Well, that's all that's going to be doing us for today. Thank you for joining us for this beautiful session of UNT News. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Be sure to follow all of our news events on our website, www.unt.edu. I'm Giovanni Chavez. Thank you for joining us today in this edition of UNT News. We will see you next time.